Picture a nation where feminine perfection meets absolute inaccessibility. Canadian women represent the ultimate paradox of modern dating, universally coveted yet virtually impossible to obtain for the vast majority of men worldwide. This isn't merely about their striking appearance that blends Nordic sophistication with New World confidence, but rather a complex social phenomenon that has created the most selective female demographic on Earth. The statistics alone reveal an extraordinary reality. 99% literacy rates, coupled with over 57% holding advanced academic credentials, makes Canada home to the planet's most educated female population. Yet here lies the fascinating contradiction. This intellectual superiority has forged such exacting relationship standards that most men simply cannot qualify for serious consideration. These remarkable women operate by completely different rules than traditional dating markets. Artificial enhancement holds zero appeal when authentic beauty reigns supreme. While global beauty industries generate billions convincing women they need improvement, Canadian females have mastered the art of natural magnetism and unshakable self-assurance. Fragrance becomes unnecessary interference with personal boundaries. Silver hair transforms into badges of genuine maturity rather than signs of defeat. Romantic partnerships require intellectual equals and emotional sophistication. Casual encounters and financial dependency relationships simply don't register on their radar. Having achieved complete autonomy, both economically and emotionally, they exclusively pursue connections that enhance rather than complete their already fulfilled existences. Quick reminder before we dive deeper: YouTube frequently removes subscriptions without notification. Confirm your subscription status immediately and hit that like button. This amplifies our reach and ensures you catch every explosive investigation. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Every perspective adds value. However, understanding why these exceptional women remain so tantalizingly out of reach requires examining the broader Canadian experience. This isn't simply about female selectivity. It's about how an entire nation has engineered itself into one of Earth's most demanding societies. Canada doesn't just claim the title of world's second-largest country. It operates as a sophisticated filtering mechanism that consistently produces extraordinary individuals while simultaneously making them nearly impossible for outsiders to access. Between immigration systems that reject 90% of hopefuls and living costs that automatically eliminate the unprepared, this territory functions as nature's ultimate screening process, creating phenomenal women who remain perpetually beyond most men's reach. Understanding Canadian existence demands grappling with geographical extremes that boggle the human mind. Spanning nearly 10 million square kilometers, this massive territory claims second place globally in sheer size, trailing only Russia's vastness. Yet the mind-bending reality emerges when considering population distribution. Barely 41 million souls inhabit this enormous landmass, roughly equivalent to Tokyo's metropolitan concentration squeezed into 37 million urban dwellers. This demographic reality establishes Canada as the developed world's least crowded nation, maintaining a mere 4 humans per square kilometer. While Earth's average population density hits 55 people per square kilometer, despite including uninhabitable volcanic zones and oceanic expanses, Canada preserves a spaciousness that defies comprehension for anyone originating from densely packed territories. Geographic extremes explain this sparse distribution perfectly. Northern regions stretch far beyond Arctic Circle boundaries into treacherous island territories where thermometers regularly plummet to -50 Celsius. The Canadian Arctic archipelago, positioned within Arctic Ocean waters, encompasses the majority of 52,455 islands scattered across this frozen domain. Nevertheless, Canadian civilization clusters within a narrow 150-kilometer corridor hugging the American border. This concentration represents centuries of survival wisdom, positioning communities where climate permits sustainable existence while maximizing economic possibilities. Canadian landscapes showcase diversity beyond imagination. Possessing Earth's most extensive coastline, this nation borders three major oceanic systems: Atlantic, Pacific, and Arctic waters. This unique positioning delivers a staggering 202,080 kilometers of coastal territory, surpassing the combined shorelines of Indonesia, Norway, Russia, and Philippines collectively. Perhaps most remarkably, Canada harbors more freshwater lakes than anywhere else on the planet. Scientific surveys have catalogued over 3 million natural water bodies, representing 60% of all global freshwater lake systems. These aquatic treasures cover 891,000 square kilometers, an area exceeding Turkey's entire landmass. This isn't merely geographical trivia, but strategic positioning for a future where clean water becomes humanity's most precious commodity. Canadian weather patterns shift dramatically across regions, spanning temperate Vancouver coastal conditions to Nunavut's Arctic extremes. Canadian economic realities present both tremendous opportunities and significant challenges, depending entirely on preparation levels and realistic expectations. Federal minimum wage standards currently mandate $17.30 Canadian hourly, translating to approximately $12.53 American, positioning among global leaders while demonstrating national commitment to citizen welfare. However, raw salary figures mislead without considering actual living expenses. Single individuals require roughly 1,500 Canadian dollars monthly, covering essential needs including housing, nutrition, transportation, and miscellaneous costs. Full-time minimum wage employment, generating 40 weekly hours, produces approximately 2,768 Canadian dollars monthly, theoretically enabling $800 monthly savings after taxation. Yet Canadian financial reality reveals considerable complexity and regional variation. Housing markets fluctuate wildly between provinces and urban centres. Toronto and Vancouver, notorious for extreme costs, demand 800 to 1,200 Canadian dollars monthly for shared apartment rooms. Smaller centres like Winnipeg, Halifax, or Thunder Bay offer identical lifestyle quality at roughly half these expenses, reducing financial pressures significantly. Professional specialists discover vastly superior market opportunities throughout Canada. Registered nursing positions average 76,031 Canadian dollars annually, while engineering roles reach 93,634 Canadian dollars yearly. Software development professionals, experiencing explosive demand across expanding technology sectors, earn 67,475 Canadian dollars annually with exceptional advancement potential. Immigration professionals access Canada's revolutionary express entry framework, a merit-based selection process evaluating age, education, work history, and official language mastery. High-scoring candidates within the comprehensive ranking system receive permanent residence invitations. Complete processing spans 6 to 12 months from initial application through final immigration approval. Point allocation favors candidates under 30 possessing recognized academic qualifications, experience in specifically targeted occupations, and particularly those demonstrating English-French bilingual competency. Valid employment offers from Canadian employers provide crucial scoring advantages. Priority professions encompass healthcare specialists, information technology experts, skilled trades including welding and electrical work, transportation industry professionals, plus agricultural and food processing workers supporting national economic foundations. Canadian climate represents the ultimate character-forging experience, transforming ordinary individuals into resilient survivors capable of thriving under conditions that would break most global populations. These aren't simply cold winters, they constitute life-altering ordeals, demanding complete behavioral adaptation and mental restructuring to not merely endure but flourish during nature's harshest assaults. Major urban centers including Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa routinely experience winter temperatures plummeting between -20 and -25 Celsius, accompanied by relentless snowfall accumulating across 4 to 5 consecutive months. Northern provinces like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and territorial regions commonly register -30 Celsius readings, occasionally reaching -40-degree extremes that challenge human survival limits. This climatic brutality has spawned fascinating urban survival cultures worth studying. Montreal and Toronto feature extensive subterranean tunnel networks linking buildings, transit stations, commercial complexes, and office towers, enabling complete winter mobility without surface exposure during peak severity periods. These underground systems transcend mere utilitarian passages. They constitute genuine buried cities, featuring retail establishments, dining facilities, banking services, and comprehensive amenities. Canadians have mastered sophisticated layering techniques taught from early childhood. Proper method involves specialized thermal undergarments for core heat retention, intermediate insulation layers using wool or synthetic materials for added warmth, plus exterior shells providing wind and precipitation protection. This systematic dressing approach isn't optional convenience, but essential survival methodology. Conversely, Canadian seasonal transitions create dramatic contrasts, shocking unprepared visitors. Summer temperatures frequently exceed 35 Celsius in cities like Toronto and Montreal. This extreme 60-degree annual range, from -25 winter lows to 35-degree summer peaks, creates thermal variations few nations experience with such intensity. Canadian society has evolved beyond mere survival toward enthusiastic seasonal celebration. Winter transforms ice hockey into virtual national religion. Canada dominates this sport with 26 World Championship victories plus 50 total international medals. Destinations like Whistler attract global visitors for skiing and snowboarding, converting harsh winters into lucrative tourism seasons. Canadian autumn delivers one of Earth's most spectacular natural displays. Maple forests explode into brilliant red, orange, and yellow palettes, attracting millions of annual tourists, generating substantial economic activity based purely on seasonal beauty transitions. Having examined Canadian life's multifaceted complexities, from extraordinary territorial scope through unique climatic trials, the reasons behind Canadian women's distinctive global appeal become crystal clear. This nation hasn't accidentally produced such remarkable female personalities. It's the inevitable result of systematic social engineering spanning generations. Canadian multiculturalism, legally enshrined since 1988, has cultivated societies where diversity receives active celebration rather than mere tolerance. Official policies recognize multicultural heritage as core Canadian identity, mandating equal treatment regardless of racial, ethnic, or national backgrounds. This environment has shaped Canadian women into extraordinarily receptive, tolerant, and self-assured individuals. Gender equality transcends aspirational rhetoric in Canada, manifesting through concrete governmental implementation. Canadian women have enjoyed equal educational access for decades, producing the world's highest female university graduation rates. This academic achievement, combined with employment markets penalizing gender discrimination, has generated financially autonomous women selecting relationships based on emotional compatibility rather than economic survival. Universal healthcare eliminates major financial anxieties plaguing families elsewhere globally. Guaranteed medical coverage, regardless of economic circumstances, provides psychological security reflected in characteristically relaxed Canadian confidence. Canadian women needn't seek partners for healthcare access or financial protection during medical emergencies. cultural emphasis on personal space respect and authentic expression profoundly influences Canadian women's beauty and relationship approaches. Within societies, considering public fragrance invasive and embracing natural aging processes, women develop authentic confidence that proves magnetically attractive worldwide. Extreme Canadian climate has forged remarkable adaptability and resilience mindsets. Women thriving through -30-degree winters, then enjoying 35-degree summers, possess extraordinary mental and emotional flexibility. This adaptability transfers into relationship stability and practical yet compassionate problem-solving approaches. Canada exemplifies how geography, climate, governance and culture combine, creating specific societal models. Canadian women represent successful social experimentation results. Educated, independent, authentic, resilient, and committed to equality plus mutual respect. While numerous societies struggle with inequality, intolerance, and destructive competition, Canada demonstrates possibilities for cultures where both genders flourish through genuine self-expression. This explains Canadian women's global desirability, not merely physical attractiveness, but embodying ideals of human, societal achievement, prioritizing authenticity, education, and mutual respect above material considerations. They represent what's possible when societies commit to developing complete human potential rather than limiting individual expression.